Hello, my name is Thankyou and this is Excalibur Books, and today I'm going to be talking about the book series that I am desperate to start. So I have 8 series here that I really want to start soon. I don't typically start books until the series is complete or there's a release date for the last book, because I have been let down so many times starting series halfway through, for example Game of Thrones, and they just never get released. So I've had what's that book, that Patrick Rothfuss book, I cannot think of the name. Anyway, that series, there's no news of if that's going to be completed, so I've had that book for years and never got to it. So that is why I haven't got to some of these books, because they might not be finished or something like that. Being a fantasy reader, I'm constantly in the middle of loads of series. I'm quite good at finishing series. I typically am not in the middle of more than 5 at a time, and I will only go a few months without reading the sequel because I don't want to forget what happened, and I don't want to have to keep rereading books all the time because I don't have time for that. I have over 400 physical books in my house that I need to read. I am so excited for all of these books. Let's just get right into it. The first one is Dissolution by C.J. Sansom. Now, I am very much into historical fiction, as in medieval England. I love the Tudor series by Philippa Gregory, and this one's set in 1537. I think it's like a first rate murder mystery. So it's a murder mystery set in medieval England, and I think there's a lot of books in this series, so I'm hoping it doesn't get boring. But yeah, this has got no fantasy or anything in it, it's just a plain mystery. And it's set during King Henry VIII's reign, which is my favourite time period. I love the Tudors. I love reading stories set in this time. And I think it's someone to do with Oliver Cromwell has been found dead. We're following someone called Matthew Shardlake, who is a lawyer, and I guess he's going to investigate. And I think the series is going to be following this Matthew Shardlake doing different investigations. I'm not too sure because I've not read into it, but that's just what I'm assuming. Next we got To Shape a Dragon's Breath, which I don't really know what it's about. I don't know if this series is completed yet. I saw a girl on Instagram read this and it sounded really interesting. It's a dragon fantasy, and I think it's adult. I'm not quite sure. It seems quite adult, but we are following a 15-year-old girl, so it could be young adult. And she finds a dragon egg, so it's given me Aragon vibes, which I love Aragon, so hopefully it is similar to that. And this is set in a dragon school as well, which is interesting. I didn't know that. So yeah, it sounds like a coming to age epic fantasy dragon fantasy story, which are all buzzwords for me. I'll read dragon school, magical school. It's quite vague on the back, so not much information on this one. Oh, it says a young indigenous woman enters a colonizer-run dragon academy. So it's got indigenous representation as well, and I think its own voices, so I think the author is indigenous. Yeah, so I'm really excited to get into this now and learn more about indigenous culture. I have had this book for ages, and that is Stormfront by Jim Butcher. I really want to get into the Dresden Files. I've had it for ages. A lot of books in this series as well, but this is a detective mystery, but a fantasy one. We have fantastical creatures and stuff. I've not heard great things about this, but I want to try it for myself to see if I like it. It's an urban fantasy, which are not the best for me, but I'm still really interested in reading it. So in this one we're following Harry Dresden, who is a wizard PI, and he's called to a crime scene where murder has been committed by black magic. There's a review on the back that says the most reliable post-Buffy supernatural thriller series on offer, which I am a massive Buffy fan, so I didn't know it said that, so now it said Buffy on the back, and it's been compared to Buffy, I really want to get to it. So yeah, I've had this one for years, so I need to get to this one. This will probably be the series that I get to sooner rather than later. Yeah, released in 2000 and not too long as well. And then next we have The Weight of Blood, book 1 in the Half Orcs series by David Dalglish. This is a indie fantasy book. I'm not sure how many books are in the series, and I'm not too sure what this is about. I just saw the cover because the artwork on this cover is amazing. I've heard a lot of good things about this author, not in this series in particular, but just in like his whole works. I think he's like a well-liked, well-renowned fantasy author. So I definitely want to try something, and this looks like a good starting place. Oh, there's at least 5 books in this series, because there's 5 on the list on the front. But I can't find like a synopsis or anything. There's literally not a blurb, so I don't know what it's about. The back just literally says, "The Dark Prophet gave them power, now they must slaughter those they love." Which, I'm down to read this. Hopefully all the books in the series are like short like this as well, so it'd be quick to get through. But I definitely need to look into this series more to see if this is something I can start soon, because I'm currently doing a vlog where I'm judging books by the cover and just reading books that have like amazing covers. So this could be a contender for that. Next is a well-loved fantasy series and a well-loved fantasy author that I've not tried yet, and that is Malice by John Gwynne. I really want to get into a John Gwynne book, but I don't know where to start, and I think this is a starting place. Let me know if there's a better place to start. I think this is it like Nordic fantasy? I've seen a couple of people like compare it to Skyrim. That's the main reason I want to read it, and I want to read more like Nordic mythology type fantasy. So in this world there has been wars between men and the giants, which is interesting. I've never read a book where it includes like giants. There's been peace between men and the giants, but now like there's starting to be tensions between them again. The only thing that I am tentative about is I don't really like battle scenes, so hopefully there's not too many of those, and if it's done right it can be okay, but I often find them quite boring. Hopefully I love this one when I get to it. Next one, I found this book really hard to come by and I'm not sure why. That is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Maniscalco. The hardcovers for these books are really expensive, and the only like paperbacks I could find to buy were like the mass market paperbacks, which I don't really like reading from. Oh, it's got like dollars into it. It might just be American, that's why. But I've been putting this one off because I don't want to spend a lot of money on the next 3 books in the series. I'll have to get to it at some point. This is set in Victorian times, obviously, because Jack the Ripper. We're following a young woman who is apprenticing in forensics, and she gets drawn into the investigation of Jack the Ripper, and that's all I really want to know. I think these books can be read as standalones, because I think the other books are following like different historical figures. I can't remember. I know one of them's Houdini, but I can't remember like the other 2. So they don't seem as interesting to me. I mainly want the Jack the Ripper one, so when I read this we'll see if we want to read the others as well. Or you can let me know if they do need to be read as like a series. Next we have another indie fantasy, and that is The Bridge to Magic by Alex Thornberry. This is book 1 in the Sundered Web series. I don't know a lot about this, but I think it's a grimdark book, that's why I got it. And again, amazing cover. The indie fantasy covers are always the best. I should probably get to these soon in case they get picked up by a publisher. So this is following an orphan, and I think there's like a blight in this world and they think it's caused by magic, so they're trying to eradicate magic, I think. And our main character probably has magic because that's how it usually goes. So it sounds like quite a generic fantasy plot, but I do like those. I will always read these plots. I can never get bored of them. And this one, it seems more dark than what I've usually read in fantasy. That'll make it a little bit different. And next we have another indie one which has been picked up by a publisher, so I don't know if I'm going to get Mashing editions. That is Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne. I think there's still books in the series coming out, and they have been, like I say, traditionally published now, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these indie editions. Hopefully I can. And this one is set in a bookshop that serves tea, and one of our characters is the Queen's private guards and the other one is a powerful mage. But they settle down to make this bookshop and tea shop. But one of our main characters gets taken hostage and the other one has to try and save her. So yeah, they probably have to put their new shop opening on pause. I think one of the books in the series is about pirates, which I would love to get more pirate fantasy. And I'm hoping this one will give me Legends and Lattes vibes. I really love cozy fantasy, so yeah, I'm really excited to get to this one soon. So they're all the books that I want to talk about today and all the series that I want to get to soon. Please let me know if you've read any of these series and which ones you think I should prioritise and get to first. That's everything that I'm talking about today. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time I upload a video. Bye!